Why everybody hates the VB WRX, that's the 2022 Plus WRX. There just seems to still be a lot of hate. And in this video, we're gonna go over like the big 3 reasons that people hate the car, what you can do to combat it, and maybe you'll just learn something about where it's all coming from. And unfortunately, guys, the hate is pretty real. I think the most common thing that's said about this car is like the Honda Civic effect. Everybody says that it looks like every Honda, it looks like every car on the road. And let's talk about it because I agree and disagree, and I think it actually gives you a lot of room to make this car something of your own. And before we get into the video, guys, this channel is about to boom. We got lots of build content, lots of install content. The VA WRX build is on its way. I've got like something like 8 parts ready to go on this car. We're getting into it. So if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing, give the channel a little bit of love, and let's get into the video. So before I show you what's on the car that makes people hate it, let's talk about just there's 3 things. There's people being butthurt, and then there's 2 things on the car that stand out to why people really dislike this car. I honestly think the 2 aspects of the visuals of this car that people hate that make it look like a Honda Civic actually in person make it look like a mean ride. But I do understand that in person it looks a lot better than on images and on YouTube videos. So like there's an aspect there, we'll talk about it. I think the biggest thing though, and I think the biggest like clickbait aspect of it that we'll get into first is people are butthurt about this car. Most people that dislike the VB WRX, you know, outside of the Subaru community are uncomfortable with the type of performance that you can get from this car being all-wheel drive, and the fact that you can pretty cheaply push with like a $30,000 car, you can with like 5 or 6 grand pretty cheaply push like 400 wheel horsepower with all-wheel drive with an amazing handling system that outperforms basically anything in its class. This is a more capable car than most cars people are driving, and now with very little money, this car can keep up with the, let's say, straight line 0 to 60 cars that have none of the other handling and other aspects of performance. All of a sudden, those straight line cars are not getting away from this, and anytime you have any other aspect of vehicles and automotive racing or any type of fun, this car outperforms it. So it makes people a little bit uncomfortable. Subaru community isn't safe here either. A lot of the hate comes from other WRX and STI owners. I would say that a large portion of the hate comes from STI owners and WRX owners of different generations, and I think it's in the same vein. It's discomfort about what the VB can do. Yes, you might not like the way that it looks, but I think a lot of the hate, because it's so profound, comes from the fact that people are uncomfortable with the fact that it is just a very capable car, and that's totally okay. When the next generation comes out and it's faster than this one, it's gonna make me uncomfortable because I'm gonna be like, wow, I don't have as much of a capable car. I always thought the VA WRX was this amazing machine, and now that I have another VA WRX and the VB WRX, I just kind of recognize that the VA WRX just isn't this car. It cannot compete really in any way. I like the way that it looks, but from a performance standpoint, it's just not this. So it comes from being uncomfortable with the performance and output of this car. I mean, that is self-explanatory. I don't have to tell you, this car is just a hell of a ride. Now let's get into the juicy visual stuff. So in this piece, guys, I'm actually gonna walk you around to the back of the car because we need to look at the back. Now, a lot of you guys say, okay, here is where the Honda Civic starts, right? Is the rear of the car. I'm not even gonna press my brake lights because I don't think it's that important, but here's the rear of the car. A lot of people say that the tail light outlines when lit up at night look like a Honda Civic. And, you know, I disagree. I think that there are some aspects though that it doesn't look as aggressive as it should. A classic example is the VA WRX doesn't stand out at all in terms of aggressive at night. This one does better, but you can always replace the headlights, the tail lights. I'm actually working on a set of taillight replacements for JXR Performance. It's a whole nother story, but just thought process. I like the way the rear of this car looks like. I actually will die on the hill saying that the rear of the VB is the best looking VB that's been made. And then honestly, anyone that says anything else about the WRX in terms of the front of it looking like a Honda Civic is just wrong. And if you put a front lip on it, you're doubly wrong, because look at the, I mean, it's just so aggressive. Especially when you get down to this type of angle, this front lip is so aggressive. Like the front of the car, in my opinion, just looks fantastic. You can't ask for much more in terms of aggressiveness. Okay, so lastly, you have the cladding. Now, a lot of people hate the cladding, and I understand from a photo perspective, the cladding looks terrible, but in person, the cladding adds a level of texture and width to the side of the car that I actually think makes it look really aggressive. When this car first came out, I was very anti-cladding. I am now very pro-cladding. I like the car more with the OEM cladding than the paint match. Now that's just a preference. I understand that people really like the continuity of the paint match. I think the paint match makes it look like a lot more like the VA WRX. I personally like the contrast. I've always liked the contrast. I think it extenuates certain features. I do think that I'm gonna go away from the OEM and I'm gonna do a gloss black. I'm working on, again, developing them for JXR Performance so that I can go with gloss black wheels, because I right now have like a matte satin wheel to match the kind of matteness of the OEM cladding. But I wouldn't get away from this personally because I really, really like the contrast. It's more so on the fact that I have a red car, I think. But honestly, no, I really like the contrast. Now, I'm not saying that going paint match is bad. I just really like the contrast. I do agree though that a lot of cars are doing a lot of plastic cladding and you see a lot of it, but I think that this is tasteful. And honestly, in terms of the rest of the car, there isn't much. This is what really stands out. And like I said at the beginning, the hate really, in my opinion, comes from people's discomfort in the performance of the car and just how well-rounded of a car it is. That doesn't mean the hate doesn't exist. And honestly, I thought it would go away at this point, because you always see when a new generation car comes out, you always see some negativity. It's always kind of gone away, but for some reason with the VB WRX, it just doesn't go away. And let me just, if I can leave you with one thing in this video, is see one in person, drive one, sit passenger in one, go to a car meet, ask some questions about it, ride passenger if you can't drive it, just experience the car and it might change your opinion on it. At the very least, before you pass judgment on the way that it looks, see one in person, because they look a lot better in person than they do via camera, because Subaru spent a lot of time building the little things like the profile of the side of the body and things like that, which really stand out. And look guys, message received. I will do less informational content like this and more modification and maintenance and all kinds of that stuff for you guys. So with the VA WRX, the build series is going on. I know there's been a bit of a hiatus, but I had to actually do the work. So we've got about 6 episodes coming out for the VA WRX in the next coming month or two. And then we've got some build stuff coming for the VB WRX. The short answer, guys, is the channel is changing so that I can get more towards what you guys want to see. Let me know if you have any things that, if there's any videos you want me to make, put them in the comment section below. But otherwise, we're gonna start doing a little bit more with the car, with the maintenance, with the gear, with the wrench turning, than just the informational stuff. But lots of plans coming, and hopefully I can do what you guys wanna see. I'll see you guys in the next video, but keep an eye out. We got shorts coming for installs, and we got new install videos, and we got maintenance. We're gonna do a full maintenance series on the VB WRX. So if you own one of these or you wanna own one of these, I'm gonna make a series for everything that you need for the average person to be able to do all the work on their own. So everything that you can get from like cheap tool investment at Harbor Freight, we're going through everything. So you guys can fully do everything on your own and it maintains your warranty. But that's just a sneak peek. I'll see you guys in the next video.